Every 2 years, the Olympics comes around, and every 2 years, the same old like thought process comes up. What happens when we let them do anything? What happens when we remove all of the restrictions on these athletes? Equipment, gear, any steroid usage. They can be drug tested out the wazoo. It doesn't matter. They could test positive for anything. Let them compete. And it's obvious it comes from like, oh, we need to push the human spirit. We need to find our limits. Let them take gear. They did that. It just happened. It's still happening. It's called the Enhanced Games, and my God, is this thing about the dog shit. This is the site, and this is their attempt. This is the Enhanced Games to allow any single person to take as many drugs or anything that they want to enhance themselves and then compete in the same things that they do at the Olympics. I will warn you, it doesn't go well for them. And this steamy pile of poop is a big old business decision from the Trump family. Not Donald Trump himself, but Donald Trump Jr. has like financially backed and endorsed this and is like getting it off the ground to get it moving and whatever. And down here, we can see their amazing sponsors. I'd like to point out one in particular. If you're sponsoring with Rumble, it's not, you don't advertise that. You don't want to tell people you're sponsored with Rumble. Rumble is like this alt-right streaming platform you go to visit and have your echo chamber of opinions. If I start streaming on Rumble, it's over for me. Nothing is left for me. Nothing is left for me on the plane of this universe if I go live on Rumble. But yeah, their entire tagline here is to redefine the human limits. And they're testing the initial idea of the Olympics without any restrictions. And there are 3 big cases where this just doesn't go well for them. Keep in mind while I'm going through these 3 examples, frame this as like a business investment decision where people are like, okay, we need to get eyes on this and our stock's going to go up. And because it's already publicly listed, it's like a stock and people are treating it that are backing it as a stock and an investment. So let's get into it.
I'm 23.55 we're after. Armstrong.
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be quick.
They weren't fucking kidding. But yeah, this guy here in lane 2, that is Hunter Armstrong, and he is not juiced at all. Everybody else here is completely geared up and wired and whatever, no enhancements, whatever. He's natural, and he beat it. Very, very great. Great job to him. He also placed in the 100 meter pretty high up, and he won like almost $400,000 in prize money. All as a natural athlete competing against people who are wired out of their mind. Another example here is another non-enhanced athlete called Tristan Evelyn, who placed and beat out all of the other enhanced athletes at the women's 100 meter dart.
Would you look at lanes 3, 4, and 5 as your main ones? Evelyn, Collins, Wall.
In lane 5, Shakoria Wallace comes up lame. Now in lane 3, it's Tristan Evelyn. Tristan Evelyn to the finish line.
Tristan.
That is not nothing. That is so impressive. Another congrats to this athlete for just absolutely demolishing. And before I get into my favorite one, which is the last example here, because there's a bit of beef between it, but I would like to say, from my perspective looking in on this, this entire thing seems to take the piss out of what the Olympics are. You can look at it as like an homage to the Olympics, paying mind to it and being like, okay, this is great, but like, what if? But this really goes to show that it doesn't matter how much you cheat. Nothing is going to beat the raw talent, athleticism, and genetics and hard work and determination of real dedicated athletes. Cutting corners is not going to work against these people. They're gods. They are Olympians, and my God, you will hail them as such. And I think that's just such a cool concept. I think that is one of the coolest things ever. That is so awesome that real unenhanced athletes are just beating the brakes off of some of these guys. I think it's very, very healthy. And finally, we have the men's 100 meter sprint. Fred Curley was one of the 4 like non-enhanced runners to participate in this one, and he blew them away. He came into the game speaking about how he needs to he was aiming to destroy Usain Bolt's record of like I think 9.5, and he ended up with a 9.7. Still amazing time. But off of that score, he was non-enhanced. He got first place, obviously, because of how fast he was going, but because of his like going into it, he told the media that he wants to break this record. After he placed in the #1 spot, Fred Curley was going on like the media. He went over to cameras and was like, you got to do better than that. They need to train a little harder, blah, 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 blah. He was basically talking a little bit of smack, which is fair. You are the fastest runner at this event. Talk yo talk. Who's going to catch you anyways if you ruffle a few feathers? Who cares? But the other guy who was on gear didn't take so kindly to that. And I have his quote right here. He said, he's disrespecting the whole reason we're here. He didn't do nothing spectacular. He's been advertising for a world record as a sprinter. I respect the hell out of him. He's one of the people you got to come out and do hard. But as far as his mouth, I'm okay with celebrating. That's cool. But you got to disrespect the other. He didn't, whatever. The rest of this is saying he just disrespected the athletes. I don't like the vibe, whatever. First off, I'm sorry. If you're participating in the Olympics and you get first place, talk your talk. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do, especially at the event where you're just hyped off your ass. You have earned that win. Celebrate like you've earned that win. Second off, this goes back to my point where it's like this entire event is kind of taking the piss out of people that don't do gear and do participate completely naturally and train their entire lives without cutting a single corner to get to these games. I love it. I'm going to wrap it up by going back to Fred Curley's response by saying, I'm here. He responded to that saying, I'm here to disrespect the field. I'm not here to be buddies. I'm not here to be buddies. There's money on the line. I'm here to disrespect the field. There's nobody that's going to take money out of my pocket. I got kids to feed. Boom. But it was phenomenal comment from him. I think that's so epic to stand on your shit and also take home gold. Good for him. That's amazing. And then finally, I would like to wrap up this video very, very neatly. Let's put a bow on this. Let's go back to that talking point I said earlier. Frame this as like a business investment decision. We're here now. So after all of this news broke, keep in mind, we're looking at this now from a business perspective only, not as just a consumption thing. Are the games good or fun to watch? Business. We're looking at this through the lens of billionaires who are pouring money into this. We got Peter Thiel backing. You got Donald J. Trump Jr. backing this. You got other douchebags backing this. And they need their returns. So, after all these headlines broke, the stock plummeted. This is a tweet from Polymark that shows the absolute juiced out whale, the Leviathan on the right. And right next to it, you got the stock price of the enhanced games just tanking. 50%. Oh, in a day. Oh, you don't want that. You don't want that. It's kind of good to see some like actual pushback on this, because while the entire idea is so while I'm not for this, and I think that the natural athletes that have excelled throughout competing against these geared up athletes should have way more credit given to them than even any normal competitor. I'm not fully against the idea of an enhanced games, but I think there's a gap between how it was done and how it needs to be executed and consumed to be something that is adjacent to the Olympics. Because every single record here is just getting disqualified. It doesn't matter, no matter what. So I think there's got to be an understanding of like, I don't know if it was just poor execution or the fact that this media storm of 1, 2, 3 major headlines of just natural athletes dominating their sport. Like you saw in the backstroke, that one wasn't even close. You saw in the sprint, that one was a little closer, but like just absolute absurdity. But that's about it for the video. I don't think the enhanced games are going anywhere, and it'll be cool to see them kind of keep pushing it out a little bit. But I'm excited to see if they keep their steam, I think is a good way to put it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. And if you're here and new from the AI video and here at the end of the video, special shout out to you. That video recently popped off, and that was really something special to see numbers go up that high. That was honestly scary. I appreciate it. That was really, really sweet. So whatever, if you put a comment on that, I love you. If you put a like on that, I love you too. So really, really cool to see. And I really just, I appreciate that sort of engagement for it. It was really cool. I didn't expect that at all, which is really, really cool. I could get really giddy, but whatever, man. I checked it in the middle of the video. I might put a mini montage here voicing over this, but I did check it midway through this recording to see it just blow up for my channel. Okay, I gotta put this away. I gotta put this away. I gotta put it 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 away. Oh my god. Oh my god. And that was so cool. Just know I appreciate it out the ass. So thank you, thank you. And I just hope you have a good day. I'll stop rambling. I love it. Thank you, thank you. See ya.